Hey Virgo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go check your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Typically, that's what's considered your major placement. And we're going to start off with sort of a vibe here with our Botanical Inspirations deck. And then we're going to move to a more traditional tarot spread. The Botanical Inspirations deck is Victorian ideas about flowers. So there's this artist from the Victorian era, whose name I forget, who did these flowers. And then combined with them are the meanings that Victorians had for assigned to each flower. All right. And then hit your subscribe button if you haven't already. That was helpful for me. Appreciate it. Anything here? Ah, yes, I love it when they jump out like that. Okay, daffodil. Oh, this is literally my favorite flower, I think. Rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Okay, so a little bit of the death card vibe here. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Well, I like the new beginnings part. Don't know why we have to bring the painful endings into everything all the time here. Right, Virgo. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. You've got 3 swords and 3 coins. This is funny. Truth and physical manifestations of things. Man, I know there's some sort of rule about if you have so many swords, but I don't think we meet that threshold. Okay. And anyway, I'd have to go look it up. But I don't think we meet that threshold. I think 3 is enough. Here, that was bothering me. All right. In your recent past, you have this Page of Swords. Some sort of new understanding, maybe an epiphany, maybe some sort of understanding, and getting very curious about it. The page are learners of the deck. There are level 0s. There are freshmen. They're eager to learn, excited to learn. He's more or less, I'm not sure if he's excited to learn, but he's definitely got a lot of intense curiosity, which makes sense when it's a sword. Because the sword is going to be about truth, about clarity, understanding, maybe even communication, getting a communication or learning about how to communicate something, figuring out how to communicate something. It is like a beginning, and it could reference an actual person in your life because it is a court card, or it could just be a vibe, could be you. There's some sort of destiny or leap forward here. It might be a little bit unusual. This truth might not have been very obvious. It might have been a little bit of an unusual truth that just wasn't, no one was really looking for it. It was just there and a little bit surprising, but now you're holding on to it, this understanding. Could be an idea, could be an idea that you're just figuring out and just learning about. And then as if So first you were a beginner, now you're the sophomore. You're the Knight of Swords here, the sophomore of the deck. This is what's going on in your current situation. This is, okay, you've learned how to wield the sword. You've got it, or maybe someone handed you this sword, because this is your page, and your page handed you this sword. I get that this is you. Or maybe you've learned and you've leveled up here, and you now have a much clearer understanding of what you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. So the knights, they're brave. Part of bravery might be a little bit of recklessness, right? So, but the knight comes in here, and the Knight of Swords is very fast moving, very quickly moving, coming in with this truth to slay this dragon. So a lot of bravery, bravery in looking at the truth, bravery in looking at these ideas and examining these ideas, bringing in a little bit of intensity, but clear communication, fast-moving, clear communication coming in here with the Knight of Swords. So this could be you bringing that, or it could just be something going on in your environment. But there is like a need for some sort of bravery here, some sort of courage. So having courage and being brave, and bravely wielding an idea, a truth, and it's for the good of the whole community. I mean, slaying this dragon, well, it's not the King of Swords, it is the Knight of Swords, but it is dragon slaying, right? You're the dragon slayer right now. You've got this idea, you've got something to communicate, and it's time to put something down, some sort of thing that's been hassling you or hassling your family or hassling your issues. Time to take care of that by speaking up very bravely and very courageously and bringing that truth into the situation. A fast-moving, quick-moving, courageous, slightly reckless behavior. And then what's on your mind, what you're worried about is this Five of Swords energy. This is a classic worry, classic fear. This is a winner-take-all situation. This is no good resolution. So you've got the Page of Swords leading to the Knight of Swords, and then what you're worried about is this Five of Swords. It's like, it's between a rock and a hard place. Like, who are you going to screw over here? You're going to screw over yourself, or you're going to screw over somebody else, but someone's getting screwed. You're the windshield, you're the bug. It's very, I think Pisces had this one. It sucks, and it's on your mind. You're worried about it. You're worried about getting into a situation where you might be screwing someone over, hurting somebody else, or you're going to get hurt. Like, it's just, it's a lose-lose situation. There's no compromise available. There's no walking away unscathed available, although we do have a guy walking away unscathed, but I don't think he is, because he doesn't have his sword. He got robbed. Like, it's just one of those situations that comes up in life that's just really difficult. It's screw or be screwed. And kind of impossible situation. You're worried about that, obviously. Who isn't worried about that? A situation like that, it just sucks. And you're worried that this might become a situation like that, I think. Or you're worried about getting into a situation where the only way out of it is to screw somebody over, to screw yourself over, or just like, who are you going to let down? Who are you going to disappoint? I mean, if you're used to just thinking for yourself, if you're used to just thinking of yourself and being out for yourself and your own gain, this raises a question of, what if this time you let somebody else win and you let someone else take the swords and you took the hit? If the dynamic is typically where you take the hit and you allow yourself to be used, or allow yourself to be hurt or harmed, or falling on your sword for other people all the time, this is an opportunity for you to look at what could happen if maybe you didn't fall on your sword and your only option is to take all the swords. But you didn't put yourself in this situation. Maybe you did, but in a lot of times when we're in these no-win situations, it's not like we chose them or we walked into them willingly. We got into a situation and the only way out is a no-win. So you're kind of worried about that. You might be worried about if you do something rash, if you do bring in this crazy truth, and you are a little reckless, could you end up in a situation where it's just a no-win situation and somebody's got to get screwed here, and then you have this hard decision of, do you want to live the rest of your life with having hurt and screwed over somebody else, or do you want to live the rest of your life hurt and screwed over yourself? I mean, and what's interesting is some people get in a mentality where that's the only kind of situation they ever see. And, it kind of gets set early on that that's the only type of situation where every day, every choice we make, there's that. And then others of us might do compromise a lot and see every situation as a potential for a win-win. But then at some point we do end up with this Five of Swords situation and we can't help it. And we don't have the skills to deal with it because that's not usually how we roll. So anyway, that it's just, it can be like a chronic mentality that people have, and then they bring that out onto the rest of us, and we have to deal with them constantly seeing everything as a lose-lose situation, or someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. It's a winner-take-all situation. And then we have to deal with them introducing that mentality to every situation, or there's just that. But it looks like this is what you're worried about, is getting trapped into a situation where you're going to have to screw somebody over to save yourself, or you're going to have to screw yourself over if you're going to, looking at who's getting screwed here. So, and then didn't this happen last week? This guy showed up so many times last week. This King of Coins in reversed. This is this can be like a work issue, money issue, irresponsibility, selfishness. That's what's at issue here. There might be some selfishness involved, some irresponsibility. Oh, we have Knight of Swords, I was reading as brave, but with this King of Coins, we could be seeing a borderline irresponsible. This Five of Swords, I'm seeing, a no-win situation, but with this King of Coins, someone could be being greedy, trying to steal all the swords, trying to take everybody's ability to talk away from them and ability to defend themselves away from them. But this King of Coins energy coming in reverse, so we could have some sort of somebody in charge, some sort of boss-like energy that's selfish, that's irresponsible with money, or too clingy with money. Money issues, security issues here. Money and security issues might be at play, causing a problem here. In your environment, you have the Emperor. So that's what's giving me the idea that maybe you have someone here that's control freak, controlling the money, controlling is too greedy, is too tight with their money. In a dysfunctional way, because here in your environment we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is somebody that controls everything. It is all about who's in control. Someone else looks like they're in control here. Someone else is in control. We're hoping that they're getting their messages straight from God here. There's a lot of strength. There's issues of control in your environment, issues of who's in charge. This looks like somebody else is, because this is and like maybe you've had to work for them for a while, or maybe you've worked under them for a while, or maybe this person has worked their way up from the bottom to the page, to the knight, to the king, to the emperor. So there's somebody here. There is a question of control and having control over your life. And it looks like you don't, it looks like somebody else has a lot more control than you do here, because this is external to you and this is your environment. There could be someone here with a lot of power, though, to help you, and a lot of power to change things, and a lot of power to wield things. The Emperor, he's a calm, he's laid back typically, because he just has so much power and he has so much control that he doesn't need to be announcing it or wielding it. This King of Coins is reversed, is a lot of insecurity, maybe financial insecurity, maybe job insecurity. He's insecure, but this Emperor isn't. This Emperor is like really confident. He has everything he needs. He can make things happen. He doesn't need a lot of like this particular Emperor doesn't need a lot of like worship or anything like that. They just have the power and the control. So the Emperor is all about like the ball's in whose court? Somebody else's. And then your to-do list. So you're in this Knight of Swords energy, and then your to-do list is to become this Knight of Coins. So this Knight of Swords, maybe some rash energy, maybe some quick moving energy, and then now you got to slow it down. Plan. He's got a vision, right? He's far-seeing vision. This is something about reality. The swords could be an idea that you have, a quick-moving idea that's come in, some sort of truth, some sort of understanding. Could be a communication that's a little bit reckless, but then you follow that up with this plotting, real-life plotting action, where you've got a vision, you've got a route, look, you're moving so slow, your dog sat down. So maybe this idea came in kind of fast, it's kind of crazy. You're worried about the fallout from it. Somebody here has control over the situation, but there might be money issues going on or work issues that are out of your control here. Something's out of your control, and so now it's time to slow it way down, because the ball is not in your court. Once this Knight of Swords comes in, or the ball's not in your court, you're not in charge of something here. Somebody else is in charge of something, and so now you've got to slow things way down. We got this Knight of Coins and this Page of Coins. Oh my gosh, 2 pages, 2 knights. A Page of Swords and a Knight of Swords. So first came the idea. Now comes the action, or not the action necessarily. First came the ideas, the words, the conversation. Now it's time to plan and figure out what the plan forward is. To make a plan to bring something into reality, possibly this idea that you have, this truth that came in. How's it going to look? How do we bring this forward? So we have this Knight of Coins. This is, again, it's right under the Knight of Swords. So it's like this truth came in, or a communication slightly reckless happened, and now we're figuring out how to move forward with that. So it's planning, having an idea, having a vision, moving step by step, sure-footed step by step towards this vision and towards bringing whatever this is into the real world. Because this Emperor, he does have that power to bring things into the real world, like ideas. He's a bit of a magician vibe here, because he's got underneath him all 4 kings. So there's something in the environment, could have the emotional maturity, the intellectual aptitude, the inspiration, and the money. I mean, we've got this money in reverse here, this financial or work issues coming in here, causing problems. But this Emperor is bringing in the power to pull something together and to make something happen. He is the magician, but it has to do more with control and power and real world ability to move things around. So then you have this Knight of Coins, planning, vision, plotting and plotting, sure-footed step by sure-footed step, slowly moving forward, slowly bringing something into the real world, slowly making it happen, slowly earning your money, slowly moving towards the job that you want, the relationship that you want, something like that. And then as a possible outcome, it's almost like you go in reverse here. Page of Coins. Oh my gosh, this is like you go from the page to the knight, and then here's the Emperor to the knight to the page. Then a possible outcome here is we're looking at the Page of Coins. So we're looking at a new idea. Maybe in all this planning, some sort of new idea happens. Divinely guided, learning something, reading up on something, and almost reverting back to a beginner's mind about what this looks like and how we bring this forward. Like, it's like this Knight of Coins, you start visioning and planning, and it's almost like you start to realize how little you know actually about where you're going, about this idea, about this truth, about how to bring this all into reality. It's like the further down you go down this path, the less you understand, the less you know, and you have to get back to where you're going is like even more beginner mind, even more like, wait a minute, what am I dealing with? And maybe I need to read up on this. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm planning and I'm plotting, and all I'm seeing are holes in my knowledge and in what I understand and what I thought I was doing. And maybe part of the plan is like, maybe part of your plan is starting a new job or starting a new and some sort of new situation, or part of your plan is, you know, moving someplace or doing something else. And you as you're planning, you start to realize that you're going to have to go back to a step one somewhere. And it has to do with reality. It has to do with your physical life. Maybe part of the plan ends up, starting something new, getting a new house, getting a new car, getting a new job, something like that. Because as you're planning, you're realizing that something has to, a new thing has to come in here. So you have this vision, and it looks like you might have some help or some assistance or some guidance on this new thing, on whatever new sort of thing in reality that you're wanting to do here. So, and then we're going to move on to, we're going to close it off or end it up with the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle, my new little oracle deck. See what the message is here. Now is the time. This is in the Knight of Swords energy. Right now is the time. So here, let me show it to you. I just love this deck so much. And I've been following this artist on Instagram for a while, and I had no idea they had an oracle deck. So I bought the oracle deck, and it came like 2 days later, and I've just been like obsessed with it ever since. I want to live inside of these drawings. I want them to be like not just drawings. I want them to just be a reality I want to go inside of. Okay, but anyway, enough about this beautiful art. Now is the time. Now is the time to be open to what will be. Embrace your destiny, beloved. It is calling you forward. Even whilst, I hate that word, it is hurtling towards you. Your time is now. Your destiny is calling you forward. For sure, we're getting that. And we got a little hurtling energy right here. But then we slow it way down. But, all right. Your calling is moving you forward while it's even coming at you. So it looks like you're going to meet something in the middle here. You're moving forward. Your time is now. I like that. Like, it's like he's sniffing. I don't know. I used to have cows, and they actually really enjoy watching the sunset. They just love to sit out there, and they'd all be facing the sunset and just stop chewing, stop eating for a while, and just watch that sun go down. It was so cool to, you know, share the planet with such beautiful beasts that are really appreciating, you know, the moment and the light and the beauty all around them. I don't know, but that's what I saw. Some sort of animal behaviorist probably has some sort of really mundane explanation, but they really seem to love the light. So it's beautiful light in this picture. Now is the time. And that's what we're getting now. In your current situation, we have this Knight of Swords. Now's the time. Strike while the iron is hot. All right, Virgo, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and I really hope you have a wonderful week.